All right, have and have not fans. I noticed some very interesting comments on some of the recent videos I've done, and it has to do with why didn't David actually try to convict Veronica of crimes that she legitimately committed, as opposed to really just focusing on the Salison murder, which she didn't do. And I think I mentioned in my episode review, if you remember back to that entire fiasco when Catherine was running around the house, threatening Veronica, stabbing her and everything. There came a point when David got over to the house. Veronica rushed over to him for assistance, but he didn't want to have anything to do with her because at that point, those two were really on the rocks between her setting their own mansion on fire, killing Maggie Day, and just being, well, a complete bitch to David at that point. So it's really gotten to the point where he's actually helping out Catherine because I think the episode prior to that, while Catherine was chasing Veronica, she fell on the stairway and it seemed like she knocked herself out. But then David was tending to her being cut, and Veronica was literally falling into her standard form of schizophrenia and took the gun and pointed it at David, leaving her fingerprints on it, which even Catherine laughed at. So David was able to talk her down, and she took out the bullets and gave him the gun. And if memory serves, Jim, who had just gotten out of jail, finally gotten out of jail because he apologized to the judge for, pretty much talking shit about him in the courtroom. He was able to go home, and as soon as he gets home, he's like, whose body is on my floor? So basically, he gets the gun from David. So I do not know where the gun that Catherine used to kill Jennifer Salison is. I don't know. All I know is that Jim, if memory serves, took the gun. I think he had his tie or something to wrap it up in, and then he went from there. So basically, yeah, that's right. If the gun is gone, then how the hell would those fingerprints be relevant? Well, then again, David is going to talk with Jim in the next episode, so if David knows where the gun is, and they can use that to pin it on Veronica. But with all that being said, I don't think it's going to stick. I think Veronica, being Veronica, can find a way out of this mess. But there are just so many other things she has done, like violating restraining orders, property damage, like every time. And that's the thing. Every time Veronica would do something like setting his and Erica's cars on fire and whatnot, whenever the firemen or police, whoever asked the question, who's responsible for this? Oh, I don't know. And it's like, what? So he always thought that he can take things to his own hands. Like, sure, Veronica might be able to weasel her way out of court and whatnot if she's convicted, but at the same time, it's almost like, like a school bully who's been messing with you for like most of the school year, and then you finally decide to tell a teacher about it, and then it's like, well, there's no proof of all the other times they picked on you except for like this one time you're telling me about. So with David, I'll handle it. Nah, you ain't been doing a good job of that, man. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But I do think that it is flimsy because George himself is skeptical. I don't even know if it's so much that George doesn't believe that Veronica was the one that shot Jennifer. I think that he's so dead set on, no pun intended, dead set on Catherine going down for this, that he has Catherine, so forget Veronica. But it's almost like, the body that was left outside of the TV station, that was Jennifer's body, clearly said crier victim. So, yeah. There's that. So, it's kind of funny because didn't George tell Veronica's yeah, she had an affair with David. Oh, but that's the rumor. And then David brought it up to George, she was thinking out, she was having an affair with me, and that's why she killed her. Which definitely is Veronica's MO based off the Maggie Day thing. I wish there was a way to pin her to that too, but oh well. So with that being said, let me know, do you think that George will agree to help David bring down Veronica? Or do you think he'll steer clear of this because the evidence that he has on the criers is more solid than anything that David might have in regards to Veronica? But we don't really know what's in the file folders. But I think that with the bullets and Sarah's testimony, the criers are definitely going to be going down for Jennifer's murder. But that's not to say all the other crimes and extortions and cover-ups that David might have access to won't get Veronica, get out of jail free card. So you know the drill. Like the video, comment your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, of course. And yeah, links to my social media are down below.